This is a substantive step, right? Because you think about all of the people around the world that use some form of Microsoft software in their daily life. How is Copilot now going to be integrated to that if you're an everyday technology user?
Yeah, morning, Ed. Yeah, this is a significant step. I mean, we've been kind of on a whirlwind with Microsoft Copilot. We've had now over 5 billion chats with people using AI in their daily lives. And so today we take the next step by bringing more features and expanding more capabilities for people. First, in the Copilot that we offer broadly, we're going to enable new capabilities with a premium subscription called Microsoft Copilot Pro. And that gives creators, researchers, writers, analysts, programmers the ability to have the very latest AI models, but also the ability to have AI within Microsoft apps now for the very first time. So they can use it in Outlook, they can use it in Word to write documents, they can use it in PowerPoint, and we're providing premium things like the ability to build custom GPTs. We're also going to make it available to businesses of all sizes. So small businesses can now get access to Copilot and Microsoft 365.
Yusuf, a really simple question that investors have had and industry analysts have always had is, these tools are fantastic. How do they help you make money alongside how you traditionally sell office tools direct to the consumer or to smaller businesses away from the enterprise business?
Yeah, there's really a couple different ways, Ed. I would say first and foremost, it's really early in the stages, but the biggest software market, biggest is the online advertising business, the search business. And we've clearly seen now with AI and with Microsoft Copilot that is changing. And we're seeing more people come to use our services, whether it's Copilot, whether it's Microsoft Edge, Microsoft Bing. We're growing share. And so that advertising market is an opportunity. And then today with Copilot Pro, the premium subscription service, we're able to unlock enhanced AI capabilities in our Microsoft 365 subscription, of which we have now over 70 million people, so that we have an ability to grow through a variety of different business models and, most importantly, help people in their lives be more creative.
I always think about the education side of this, Yusuf. There are people that will have always used Excel or Word, in the course of their daily life or their business. But we kind of make the assumption in the first instance that all of us will find a Copilot tool intuitive. We'll just know how to use it. And I wondered if your experience at Microsoft is that that's actually the case. How quickly do you think it will be adopted by users, and do you think that they understand how it works?
It's a great question, Ed. I mean, we're clearly in the early days. And so in some cases, for some people, it's immediately intuitive, just like people learned to use two thumbs when a smartphone came out. And for other of us, it takes a little bit more time to pick it up. But in general, it is quite intuitive. The fact that you can essentially use plain English, use natural language. If you're on your phone, you can even just speak to it, and you can start to ask it questions. And very quickly, you can start to find some of the magic. And once you find the magic, it really is pretty incredible. I've had a bunch of examples where I've been able to take, my son had to get an MRI for his shoulder. I didn't understand all of it. I put it into our Copilot, and it came back with plain English. I was able to help create an image of a design I wanted to do a part of our remodel on the house. And that just made that instantaneous. And as you find those magical scenarios, you just kind of naturally want to seek it out and use it more. Kind of like the early days of search, where people didn't know quite how to search, and now people are quite facile with it.
I am really interested in the SME or small business part of this equation, because we're kind of debating, well, will we or will we not have a recession? What is the health of the small and medium-sized business, particularly in North America, but globally? It can be a big decision to invest in a piece of software or a piece of infrastructure. How do you see that roll out with SMEs, and what's the feedback been in the first instance?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. I mean, in the history of the world, there's really two things that drive growth. It's population growth and productivity enhancement. That'll drive GDP. For the growth here, the ability to have AI within Microsoft Office apps, which is the key tool for how businesses operate, we think there's great opportunity there, great benefits. What we've seen so far in what we've launched with Copilot for our enterprise customers is, on average, they're saving about a half an hour a week to an hour. That's so valuable. 77% of them say they would never go back. I believe we can do that here. And today's announcement is so profound because of all businesses, 99.9% of them are small businesses. So we really do see an opportunity here, and I think it can help a lot with some of the world challenges like you talked about, because I think this productivity will lead to more GDP growth and will be a benefit for everybody who can access the technology.
Yusuf, I'm looking down on my screen on the Bloomberg terminal, and I've got all of the world's most valuable companies listed. And number one right now is Microsoft, and number two is Apple, something that happened Friday from a market cap perspective. It was something we were waiting for. It's been a ride over the last 12 months. The story for Microsoft really driven by AI. I just wondered if I could get your reaction to Microsoft being the most valuable company in the world and why you think that happened.
Well, look, I think the first thing, everyone here at Microsoft, we're very humble about the opportunity in front of us, the work we have to do to meet our customer needs. And so I would say more than anything, we're really focused on what is this magical opportunity for AI? And I think that is, to your point, that's what's led to, I think, people seeing the opportunity that this company can do. And we're very focused on trying to make that happen. I think AI is going to be one of the most empowering tools that any of us get to use in our lives, bigger than the phone, bigger than the internet, bigger than even the PC. And we're quite excited about what we can do as we build on some of the announcements we have today.